I'd like to give you a demonstration on tying down wings as on stoneflies or caddisflies. I'm just using a big hook for demonstration, and I'm going to attach my thread. The first one I'm going to demonstrate is the wing for the early black stonefly. And what I'm going to do, I have a grizzly haeckel, and you want the grizzly haeckel with long barbels on it. And you take it and you fold the haeckel back to the size of the wing that you want, so that you'll have the haeckles going in the back direction. And I'm going to make that just a bit longer. And you want the barbels to be long enough, they have to be the length of the wing. And you see I have a few, they're going off the front there. So I'm going to hold it. Okay, now I'm going to cut off the front section. And now this is the butt and the tip is in my right hand. So I'm going to tie the wing to the shank. Tie it down with a couple of wraps. Make sure everything is on top. And then I'm going to pull it to size. Secure it. And I pull it to size, and then I'm going to secure the rest of it. Right there, and there we have the early black stonefly. You put a piece of white in back of it. And there we have the early black stonefly wings laying flat. Okay, tie that down. And the next wing I'm going to make is the elk hair or deer hair caddis wing. And I have a patch of softer deer hair here, and you want the stuff that would be suitable for a comparadun wing. And I removed the elk hair or deer hair from the patch, and you can see they're not even close to being even. So I'm going to put them in the hair stacker, and I'm going to even them out. And when I take them out of the hair stacker, I'm going to face them the way they're going to sit on the fly. Take the loose ones out. I'm going to trim a couple of those long ones off. And you would measure it up to size. Leave that big there. And I'm holding them on top, and you have to hold the hair tightly on top so it doesn't rotate. And when you do this, you can leave the under fur in there because that will keep it from spinning on you. And I wrap 3 or 4. The front is actually spinning, but the top under my fingers is not. I just hold them there, and then I pick up the front, and I'm going to wrap right against the hair itself to stand this clump up in the front. Now I'm going to take my bodkin needle, and of course there's going to be some off the bottom. And I'm going to stand this up, and remember, always use your finger to pull them, to push the thread out of your way so that you don't cut your thread. Now I'm going to take that clump in the front and I'm just going to trim them, and I'm leaving that. And I got a couple of long ones that I didn't get a hold of. And there is your deer hair or elk hair wing. The advantage to leaving this clump in the front sticking up, when you come to the end of your drift, you pull the fly under the water as if the caddis were breaking the surface to go down to the bottom to lay their eggs, and that will take a bubble of air down with it. And the next caddis wing would be the quill wing or the stillwater wing, and here I have a section of turkey tail quill is molded, and it's a good idea to take some head cement and put head cement on there, and that will stiffen it up so that it doesn't come apart so easily. And I'm going to take the feather, I'm just going to hold it on there on top and wrap it in. And there that is, right on top. And now I'm going to remove the excess in the front. And trimming it to size, I'm going to hold it up. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut back on it. It's actually going to fold the quill over a bit and cut back on it. And there we have a quill wing. And for the next one, I'm going to wrap this forward a bit further. I'm going to put a base of thread down. There is several patterns, stonefly and caddisfly patterns, that use squirrel tail for the wing. So I'm going to take a section of the squirrel tail. Less is more when you're using squirrel tail. So I take the section and I would measure it up. This a stonefly, a big stonefly, you would have it like this on the hook, from the hook going that way. Before I tie this in, I'm going to put head cement on the tie-in point, because squirrel tail is very slippery. So I'm going to hold that in place, and you want to tie it right on top. So hold it tight, give it a couple of loose wraps, hold that wing securely, wrap it in. For this one I'll widen it. And now I'm going to take the excess on the front and trim that off. And now before I wrap the remainder, I'm going to take the head cement once again and I'm going to put it right on top of the squirrel. And then I'm going to tie in the rest of it. And that will ensure that that squirrel tail doesn't pull out on you. And there are patterns that will have a quill wing, and what we're going to use, I'm just going to use a white quill for the demonstration, and I'm going to take this front section And I'm going to take about double the size of that the wing should be. And now for the quill wing, I'm going to lay it right in the middle, and I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to make a loose wrap and another loose wrap and secure that into place. I'm going to remove the excess. And tie the remainder in. And here we have the quill wing. And now I'm going to make a hen feather wing. Here I took the hen feather and I cut the tip out so that we have a V. I'm going to lay that on top. And we're going to tie that in right on top. I'm going to take the stem, I'm going to pull the feather through. And there is the hen feather wing. It will fold nicely over the back of your caddis. And just remove it. Remove the tip and tie that down. And for the last one is the synthetic. And now for the synthetic wing, I like to use grocery bag for the synthetic wing, and the width depends on the size of the fly you're tying. And you can take it and twist it 3 times to get your bow tie, but you can also make a dart with it. And just tie that in. And it will go right around there nicely. Make sure you keep it on top. Tie that down. And now I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to cut it to length. Make sure you hold it up before you cut it. And here we have the synthetic caddis wing. I call them my garbage bag wings. They are great. You use a tan bag and it matches those caddis hatchers. And I hope that you learned something from this video. I hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please leave comments, questions, suggestions, and most of all, I thank you very much for watching my videos.